Yeah. Hi, my name is Annabelle Ola, and I've got Deborah Ford on here and some lovely guests watching because we are doing the Bogo box reveal. And this is my second mommy that's helping me out. It's on my team, and she's actually my first mommy now. So she helps me with all kinds of stuff.
Your only mommy.
My only mommy, all kinds of stuff from emotionally and all kinds of support in general. So anyway, I love her and I'm glad she's on with me and on my team. So the BOGO
And
box,
I'm drinking wine.
she's drinking wine, and I'm going over the BOGO box tonight because the BOGO box just got probably delivered to all of you by now that are watching. It was pretty good one. I really liked it. I think it was probably my second favorite one out of all the ones they've done because for me, I was using all of these, so it was pretty good. So the ones in the lineup that Debbie and I are gonna take turns splitting were Adaptive, Frankincense, Kumquat, Purify, Tea Tree Oil, which is also called Melaleuca, Immortal, which is a blend, Fennel, lemongrass, cypress, aroma touch, and deep blue. It was a lot of oils for $170. So you got 6 free ones. So I was pretty impressed with them.
It was huge. It
It,
really was. The value.
yeah, the value was huge. So Debbie, do you want to go over the one any oil of yours, and then we'll just take turns swapping?
Um, sure. I'll start with the Purify.
Okay.
This one I really, really love. Um, I use it mainly to diffuse. I love the smell. I have an older dog, and she sometimes messes on the floor and it leaves a really bad smell. So I pop that in the diffuser and it goes away. The smell, it's amazing. I haven't used it, I have to be honest, I haven't used it with anything else except for to diffuse. I know Allie, my daughter, uses it a lot, and she does it the same way. Not because her dog poops on the floor, but just because she uses it to it just smells, and it really does smell really, really clean. So I love that one. Um, if you don't mind, Annabelle, I'd like to go on to the adaptive touch.
Sure. Let me just say one more thing. With Purify, you can throw it
Sure.
in laundry, your wash machine,
Oh, I
and
haven't
throw that
thought
out.
of that.
You can even run it on an empty cycle and do that. You can also put it in the mudroom with stinky socks and shoes and spray it in there for like yucky teenage clothing or just in general on a cotton ball, and throw them into drawers. And then the other thing you can do is put it in your water. You can drink it because it releases heavy metals and toxins from the body.
Right. And you can also, I read, I haven't done it, but I'm going to do it. You can put it in your car on a cotton ball, in a cotton ball and put it on your vent or, whatever, or just probably lay it on the seat, I think.
Sure.
It's got a great smell. It's got a great smell.
Yeah.
The other thing, I love the adaptive. Um, I haven't done, well, I have done the touch lots of times, but actually, before I leave the house in the morning, I take the capsules. Um, I find sometimes that taking things orally for me is easier, and more convenient. But I have done the, rubbing it in your hands, and well, you don't need to do that with the adaptive touch. You can just rub it on I usually rub it on my wrists and on the back of my neck, which was a favorite thing of me for me to do with the past tense. But I've kind of got off the past tense and now I'm on the adaptive.
Cool.
So it's great. It's good for relaxation. It's good for clarity. It's good during the day if you feel overwhelmed and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to, lose my stuff here. Just take it out, smell it. I mean, just open the bottle and smell it. But rub it on your wrists. Do it on the back of your neck. It's just great.
Yeah, Tara's a big one, and so is Erin on this for mood balance. So yeah, that's a great way to explain it. And
And for children too, I think.
Yes, for children too. So I think with all the COVID stuff, all the highs and lows, now all the way that the mental system is going on, it's even more important.
And being overwhelmed. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go over cypress next. Cypress is it's a tree. It's steam distilled from the branches, this oil. I'm just looking at some of my notes because I don't have it all memorized because it did so many things. I actually put it on my feet because I have bunions and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So I'm working on my bunions with my cypress.
Oh, wait a minute. Explain that because I have them too.
I don't know how it works. We're going to experiment. I don't know if I want to record it and be like, let's do a before and after on my feet with my bunions. But you guys are hearing it first. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it for a month and see how it goes. So I'll get back to you on it.
Is it supposed to reduce the bunions or?
It's supposed to get rid of them, apparently. So
Wow.
we will see. It's also grounding because it's a tree oil. It works for aneurysms, bone spurs, hemorrhoids, hernias, menopause, pain, stroke, anything with the eyes or veins.
Wow.
It's for emotional growth on the emotions level, and it's good for flexibility and trust with the flow of life, which I know for me, can be impatient. So Debbie's like, no.
No, really?
So I really actually I'm gonna do this a lot. I'm keeping it by my bedside. So I'm glad I'm the one that was assigned to the cypress because it's actually good for me personally.
So how are you supposed to take that?
So with cypress, it says that you can put it directly on the skin like neat, or you diffuse it, or inhale it. It doesn't say to drink it. So those are the two ways. So I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my feet at bedtime. It's gonna ground me and hopefully get rid of my bunions.
Okay.
And
I
hopefully
want bunion
flow of
control
life.
too.
Instead of me trying to control life, let it be and flow. And maybe I'll diffuse it too. It's got a nice smell. It's very clean and cypressy. I don't know how else to say it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Debbie, you want to go over the next one?
Yeah, the Immortelle. I think everybody knows about that. I originally got the tube or the roll-on of the Immortelle when I was having a real big problem with rashes. I know it's not recommended for rashes. It is recommended for skin irritation.
Yeah.
It's mainly supposed to be good for aging. I do use the Virage, I think it is, serum that has Immortelle in it, and I do love it. I'm not sure it's doing anything for the aging, but I do love it. So the Immortelle, I was really excited because it's an expensive thing, so to get it in the Bogo box, that's a pretty big thing. I also love the smell.
Yeah, it's got some expensive oils in there, Frank.
It does. It does. The Hawaiian sandalwood, especially, and the myrrh or myrrh, however you say it, and the rose. Yeah, you're right. So I do love that. I was excited to get that.
Me too. Me too. Have you been using it a lot, Denise, since you got it?
Yes, I have, but I'm still waiting to be beautiful.
You are beautiful.
You are
All
beautiful.
right.
You actually have amazing skin.
I've been putting it all over. It's like, where's
No wrinkles at all on your face, please. So I'm going to go over fennel. Fennel right off the bat, I know is good for our stomachs. It's in the digestive blend, but on its own, it's from the parsley family, which I didn't know, steam distilled from the seeds. It's good for your stomach and digestion, blood clots, who knew? Increasing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, increasing. And so people that have that tendency, I would put it in their lineup. Lactation to increase the milk supply. Good to know for pregnant people. Helps with bruises, kidney stones, IBS, wrinkles somehow, gastritis, pancreas, parasites, and toxins. And in the emotion world, it is helps for be responsible and tune into the body, like kind of like maturity, like stepping up to the plate. So I find that to be interesting. So any kids, any adults that are childlike in your life or just can't get it together,
Okie doke.
try
Good to know. So how do you use it, Annabelle?
So that one, good question. You can drink fennel. You can also put it under the tongue. We can use it in cooking because it's used in cooking.
Well, yeah.
So put it directly on or diffuse it. Really, all the ways you can use that one.
Wow. So versatile.
So versatile. So that's my next one. How about your next one?
My next one is kumquat, which I knew, I have to be honest, I knew nothing about. I mean, I know what a kumquat is, but it is similar to the wild orange is what I would equate it to. But I think it's more um, pure, more concentrated is what I would say. You can use it in your shampoo. You can use it in your, instead of using lemon in your water, put kumquat in your water. And you might notice when you get it, and I don't know if you got it in the Bogo, but it's in a really small bottle. So it's really, I think, doubly concentrated. Sorry?
I was going to say something. I'll let you finish first. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
On the kumquat, I'm not going to go into a lot right yet, but on the kumquat, it has 46 different, I guess you would say makeups than what any other oil that doTERRA offers. It's not 46 different things that is not found in any other oil. In other words, that doTERRA makes or offers.
Wow.
I saw that. That's awesome that you're stating that because I couldn't remember what it was. Thank you.
Elizabeth, that's wonderful. So tell me more.
All right. See, I started this thing in because I'm trying to study to be an herbalist, and kumquat is one. I mean, basically all of the oils that we have with doTERRA is offered in my program that I'm taking, but they just happened to have this 2 days before I got my Bogos.
Will you tell us when you're done and you can be like a guest speaker for us at some point?
Sure,
That'd
sure.
be awesome. Good for you.
That'd be great.
That way I'm learning how basically to make up my own stuff, basically. I mean, with
And mix things. Yeah.
and with what you guys are doing, and with the, okay, let's see if I say it right. It's the MS, oh my goodness gracious. MS, I can't remember the abbreviations off of the top of my head, but since Annabelle had sent me over to Erin, I asked Erin how I could get this information, and she sent me a link, and I was able to basically take what oils that I have and go on and type in the link and find out the name and print it off, and it gives me the composition of what each one of our oils are made up of. And kumquat has 46 in it that no other oil offers.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to follow that one with the clementine because it's in the citrus family. And since both are uplifting and cleansing, it kind of goes with the theme. Tara sent this to me. So the top benefits are uplifting, like I said, helps with respiratory and immune system and digestive function. It's a natural cleanser. You can drink it. I put it in my water before this actually. Helps with metabolic function. You can diffuse to create a light, refreshing atmosphere while cleansing the air, so purifying. You can also put your shampoo and your cleanser to increase and improve the cleansing. Promotes emotion of ease, joy, spontaneity, happiness, cheerfulness, blessed, receiving, and generousness. So I thought that was quite a good one. She also, of course, put a recipe on here because that's kind of how she rolls. So you can add it to like a chocolate mousse, make like a clementine chocolate mousse or a pudding.
Oh,
Really,
a little bit of orange, like zest or something. Yeah.
yeah. So that one is the tangerine, and I'm diffusing it right now.
Wow.
And Debs, what's your next one?
Well, I think I've got frankincense touch and I've got tea tree oil. And those are like major oils. We all know the frankincense and the tea tree, which is Metalluca, I think, right, Annabelle? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're amazing. I do use them. I was really excited that frankincense came out in the touch because it's inexpensive oil and the touch is not that expensive. And it does so many things. I mean, it's just skin, feelings, everything. It just does a lot of different things. The tea tree, I think, is the same basic thing, except for, well, you can diffuse both of them. I've never diffused the frankincense. I will say I have diffused the tea tree. And at first I was not sure, but it calmed my dog down. So, and I have a 16 or 14-year-old, whoever, depends on who you talk to, year old Jack Russell, who is very whiny. She's very needy. And when I did the tea tree, she was like calm. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. So,
And I know you have to be careful with tea tree,
With
like too
dog-
much with dogs, but a little
yeah,
should be okay.
yeah. Well,
You can talk to Lindsay a little bit more about that since she's
yeah.
our person.
Yeah, she is. But I was surprised. I really was surprised.
Cool. So yeah, frankincense oxygenates the blood, and I use it on my face every day. And I try to tell women to put it on their tatas as well after showering, because anytime we can do anti-tumor oils or anti-disease oils, I'm all about it, especially when it comes to our breast, and we all have to worry about that kind of stuff. So I safeguard myself with frankincense every day, as well as the On Guard, but that's just like one of my protocols. So I'm going over lemongrass next. Lemongrass to cook. I just used it this week. I made a chicken curry soup. It went in there. I saw Tara used it this week to cook as well. So it's a very common cooking oil. And it's good. It's from the grass family and it's steam distilled. It's good for air pollution, airborne bacterias, cramps, frozen shoulder, if anyone's ever had or heard of that. Hashimoto's, which is a big deal for women, their thyroid. It's good for lactose intolerant. I'm assuming you would drink it for that issue. Graves' disease, UTIs, whiplash, immune function, and any kind of vein support that's needed. So it's also for cleansing, clarity, and letting go of baggage. So if you have a lot of baggage or emotional baggage, this is a good one for that person. And it's also discerning. So discerning, help with discernment. So that's a good one to have on hand. So I think we all know people that have baggage. Just spray it on them.
So let me ask you, sorry, when you say drink it, what do you mean? Put it in your water or
Water and
under
drink.
your tongue or what?
You can put it in water and drink it. If you don't like that, you can put it in a capsule. Kind of depends what you like or what you don't like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So Aroma Touch, I'm going to go over next. This is definitely one of my favorites. This is one of the ones that I used with Maggie when she was little. It's used in massage. It's used for calming. It's used for anxiety. When you put it on the spine, it's just excellent for the nervous system. It helps open the heart. You can put some on the heart as well, which is lovely, and the mind, and helps you with being comforted. So it's the emotion of harmony is what it's meant to kind of help out with. And then I also have Deep Blue, and we all know what
Oh, yeah.
Deep Blue is my favorite oil for muscle tension and bruises. I actually have to put one on. I don't know what I did to my knee, but there's a big bruise and cut on it. Deep Blue is good for this is actually the gateway oil. This is their like top selling oil other than On Guard. This is the one where people that don't believe, everybody will buy into the whole muscle thing and put stuff on their sore muscles, and it works. So arthritis, any kind of pain, all my clients use Deep Blue. So I was really glad because this is expensive and they stopped selling the roller with the pure Deep Blue. They have only this and the lotion right now. So turn it into a roller ball and you've got $100 oil right there on your hands. And it was part of the BOGOs. I think it came with, oh gosh, now I forgot what it came with, but it came up in the lineup. So deep blue is always used. So these were all really good oils. These were all ones that we use. These were all things that can be every day. And hopefully you found some things from our call that will help you personally to feel better. And one of the things we did with the BOGO this time around was whoever got a BOGO box, who we're gonna put in the raffle, this really cool backpack. It might be hard to see from where you are, but it was,
they're great.
it was made out of 40 sustainable bottles. So it was used out of recycled materials, which is really cool. And it has all kinds of pockets in it for a laptop, and pockets in the front and the back, and there's like a place to carry the oils. So I did the little drawing, and I know Rhonda's not on here, so I'll text her, but Rhonda won the backpack. So
Yay, Rhonda.
so I'll let her know. Anytime we do the BOGO box, we're going to do a giveaway because it makes it fun to all be on here and to all kind of learn something new. So that is it. That is our call, and we went over everything. Does anyone have any questions? No, I think we always ask them as we go.
Annabelle, if you're taking the lemongrass for the Hashimoto's, is it best to take it by mouth, or is it best to roll it on the throat?
You know, I would put it directly on, but I would also take it internally. However, you know, have you heard of Dr. Mariza?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would look up, she has a book all on hormones, all on thyroid. I would look at hers to double check me. Marley is also a really good source when it comes to hormones, so feel free to text her. I don't know specifically because I'm definitely not in the hormone expert area, but I personally would do it here and internally.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always good to get a protocol, and maybe you can help us once you find out, because
Okay.
I want to learn.
Well, I mean, I've been using it here because it's what I have learned so far is that I need to use the myrrh and rub it on, and also use the lemongrass. But I was thinking the same way that you was, could I also take it internally as far as the Hashimoto's went, because that's what mine is.
And my mom had that, so I was thinking about taking it as a preventative, but I also don't want to disrupt something if I don't have it. You know what I mean? So I'd like to find out some more information as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Elizabeth, it sounds like you're on quite the journey going through all of this stuff to be to
Well,
learn more about. I mean, I think it's great.
well, needless to say, I mean, I'm 62 years old. I'm fixing to retire. Basically, I am retired. I just haven't started drawing anything. It's just that I'm bored. I'm not one that likes to just sit. So I'm bored, and I do my herbs outside. I do my herbs in the house. I do a lot of gardening. I do a lot of canning. I do a lot of freezing. You know, I go to the reservation at least 3-4 times a year. I mean, I've always kind of like dabbled in it a little bit, but you know, I've never thought about being an herbalist. But now that I've gotten into the oils a little bit, and that's because of the leader that we had as far as Annabelle, because the lady that was helping me prior to really didn't know anything. She just wanted a membership. She just wanted a person underneath her. That's all. So if it would have been for me just happened to run across Annabelle, and I mean, she's been a godsend to me.
Aw.
Yeah, she is to lots of us.
Well, I mean,
She's so great.
I'm not just saying that, but you know, just saying it to make her feel good or to give her a pat on the back. That's not what this is all about. The reason is because I mean, I wasted a whole year, and I don't know how many times, and I could shoot myself now that I know there was at least twice, maybe 3 times that I was given a bottle of the wild orange to use. Didn't know how to use it, didn't know what to use it for, tossed it in the trash can, never opened it.
Oh yeah, and it's so
then whenever the headaches continued to be really, really bad, then I started getting what they call the complex migraines, where it was leaving me with symptoms of a stroke. Yeah, I
Oh,
paid
God.
fortune of having an ambulance to come and get me, take me to the hospital, CT scans, MRIs, to come back and say, oh, honey, it's just a type of a migraine that you're having. Yeah, that's a lot of money. And I said, something's got to be done. I can't continue with this. So,
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, they don't have the answer. You know,
Right.
they only diagnose the symptoms.
when I was talking to somebody, and I don't remember who it was, but something about an oil, and Annabelle just happened to be on, and she made a comment. She said, I'll help you. Let me know, She reached out immediately. And if it wouldn't have been for her, I wouldn't be doing this. I'll just be honest. I mean, I would have just basically given up hope. But at least whenever I found out about the Hashimoto's and stuff, my whole internal organs were starting to shut down because nobody wanted to listen to me that there's something wrong. I couldn't go from my bed to my living room. It had almost got to where I was going to have to quit work. I just could not function. And finally, I talked them into running because everybody in my family had thyroid. So why not test me for it? So finally they tested me, but all of my organs were just about shut down. It was just about the end of me. So, I
Oh,
mean,
my God.
I praise her. I mean, she's done awesome for me.
You're sweet. You done it. So thank you for saying that. But it's always up there. Thank you. That's sweet. Anything I can do in that world to help you. I'm all about the preventative medicine, and just having some losses early on has been my inspiration to helping people be well, and I'm passionate about it, and maybe over the top sometimes, but I just don't want to see people sick. And so I love that you're doing this because you're going to be able to help the team even more,
Oh,
and all
my God, yeah.
will be affected from there, and it'll just keep growing and giving.
Right.
This is what this
after
team
I-
is all about in the first place. It's all about coming from
Right.
here.
That's what I'm saying. Finally, after I was able to talk with you and then make my way back to the reservation, do talking there, do some learning, through my Indian heritage on some of the stuff that I needed to do. And the same thing that he was telling me was the same thing that, you and I had talked about. So,
Awesome.
Wow. What a story.
Yeah, very
What a
inspirational.
story.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. But you have to let us know when it's done, because I want to definitely have you do some classes if you're up.
okay.
Learn a lot from you because you have a great background to start with.
We're still looking at a little bit of time. It's not going to be, I mean, I've been doing it now 8 months. So I've still got a little bit of time to go. So just bear with me a little bit.
Well, I think you're a natural.
That's awesome. What a blessing. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
So unless you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna hit the end of the record button so people can watch. And thank you guys for watching. Let us know if you have any questions always about any of these and any other ones that you have. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Oh,
you,
by
guys.
the way, Annabelle, I'm putting stuff in the mail tomorrow.
Perfect. I put the check already in the mail.
Okay, yours goes in tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks for doing that.
All right, honey, no problem.
All right. You guys have
Good
Have
night.
a good night.